very warm welcome from the Foundation for Universal Responsibility of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to a very unique lecture and demonstration, Healing Through Sacred Sounds, Principles and Techniques from Yoga. Today we are truly honored and grateful to have our yoga master practitioners, Dr. Ananda Bhavanani and Dr. Sangeeta Biagi. May I now request our Honorary Trustee Secretary, Mr. Rajiv Mehrotra, to share a few words welcoming our speakers.
On behalf of the Foundation for Universal Responsibility of His Holiness, and at a very deep personal level, this is a very important, fulfilling moment for me. Yoga is no longer merely asana in Times Square. It is deeply personalized and individualized for the student, and it is an intuitive understanding that enables that transmission to take place. And so I just wanted to welcome Dr. Biagi and Maharishi Putra Ananda Bhavanani by sharing this dimension as we receive their wisdom, that in the ashram till today there is a great, it's the democratization of yoga has taken place, because yoga was something that was in the rarefied elites. So you find people from all strata of life coming into the ashram, not just to do physical gymnastics, but to actually engage in the many layers of techniques and practices which are the great inheritance of India's civilizational heritage. And it is in that context, apart from the personal affinity that we have for him, his mother, and the family, is that the Dalai Lama has always believed that each one of us needs a different mental diet because we have different mental dispositions. And so we must embrace the diversity of knowledge that emerges from our traditions, and each will be uniquely relevant to different individuals, and we can learn from them. Another little aside to give a context to the sacred sound, and it is the sacred sound is not merely music; it is sound, and it predates. The idea of this predates Patanjali, and there is a fair amount of discussion as to whether there was only one Patanjali, the grammarian, or a lot of different Patanjalis who wrote. And interestingly, more than half of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras actually focus first on stilling the mind, the Chittavritti. And it is the tradition that Maharishi Putra Ananda is heir to, that has celebrated the diversity of these different approaches to training the mind, drawing on the huge, large matrix that is available, and some of these will feature in the workshops tomorrow. So this was just to try and give a little context to the great words of wisdom and sound that we will be treated.
Thank you so much for that very kind welcome. I think one of the most important human qualities is kindness. And you may not be able to give people money, you may not be able to help them out of many of the difficulties. But as a fellow human being, we can always manifest kindness, and we can always give them a nice smile. So can we all have a nice smile? Good. Thank you so much, Rajiv ji, Meenakshi ji, and the whole team at the foundation for this invitation, which is very special, and an opportunity for Sangeeta and I to share with you some of these timeless teachings. Rajiv ji mentioned maybe there were many Patanjalis. I personally am a lover of Patanjali. Fondly, I call him Superman Pat. And I believe he is a time traveler from the future. And that he has traveled back into the past, giving us these teachings that are as relevant today as they were 2,500 years ago, and will be relevant 2,500 years from now when we are not here in this same form, but in another form. Atma is Nitya. Today's topic is on healing and sacred sound. So what would be the best way to start? Our Vedic literature gives us a very beautiful chant for Swasth. Because Swasth is wholesome health. I'm using the term health for lack of a better word right here, because Swasth is more than that. Because Swasth is not just being healthy, it is being the highest potential that you can be as an individual. So Swasth is not just, I don't have diabetes, so Swasth is there. I don't have hypertension, so Swasth is there. I can sleep well. Are you the best version of yourself that you can be at this present moment, sitting right here? That is Swasth. And it is brought out that this Swasth is something that we should be thankful to the universe. So the name of this foundation has universal in it. So we have to be thankful to the universe. Call it what you want. There are as many names for the universe as there are beings. And that is why it is said, truth is one. It is called different names by different people. So I would like to begin with this Vedic chant that emphasizes Swasth, which I would like to be the core of today's session. I request you to sit with your spine aligned as much as possible, bringing your hands onto your lap, seeing if you can align your lower back, middle back, neck and head. The Bhagavad Gita gives the instruction of keeping this alignment very clearly as one of the few instructions. Beginning to focus on your breath as it comes in and goes out. Centering yourself into the present moment. And let the vibrations of this chant percolate as I lead the chant, and just experience it. Om Bhadram Karnebihi Shruniyama Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshabhiryajatva Sthirairanghai Tushtuvagum Shashtanobihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadhayu Swasti na Indro Vrittashvava Swasti na Pusha Vishwaveda Swasti nartaksho varishtanemihi Swasti no brahaspatir dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om With your eyes closed, gently rub your palms together, creating a nice warmth of prana shakti, the life force, bringing it over your eyes, and then just letting it come over your forehead and the head as you slowly blink and come back to the light of the room. The term swasth is centered by two components. Swa, which means the self, and the ast, which means to be. So what is health? What is wellness? What is well-being? It is to be yourself. And this is why when we talk about health, wellness, healing, it is not to be confused with the modern medical term cure. As a medical doctor, if I were a hardcore allopath, which I'm not, but I'm an allopath, but not hardcore. If I were a hardcore allopath, I would focus on curing my patients. So you come to me with a fever, I want to cure you. You come to me with diabetes, I want to cure you. You come to me with appendicitis, I want to do an appendicectomy and cure you. We are focused on curing. But what is actually the individual seeking when they come to us? The care seeker. And I remind all my colleagues in the hospital where I work, I remind all my students, the care seeker coming to us is seeking care. They are not seeking drugs. They are not seeking operations. They are seeking care. And so we should be full of care. That is, we should be careful. Not have less care and become careless. When you can be a care provider, you are giving the person a felt need. Because what does an individual want? They want to feel a sense of wellness. Nobody actually cares about whether the blood pressure is high, the blood sugar is high. What they actually want is they want to feel good. But the doctors are all focused on your blood pressure is not normal, your blood sugar is not normal, your lab reports are not normal. So we are treating lab reports and not the actual human being. As a medical doctor, I can both praise and criticize my system. Same from yoga also. I praise and I criticize many things in that field also. But at one period in human history, medicine was an art. And it was called the art of medicine. Why was it an art? Because it had a heart. Medicine was an art that had a heart. Then Renaissance and all this scientific evidence-based stuff came in, which is good. And suddenly the art of medicine became the science of medicine, which had a head. So you had art of medicine with a heart. It became a science of medicine with a head. And sadly today is the business of medicine with a long pocket. What is even more sorry for me to say is yoga has gone down that same path. We have missed the art of yoga, we have missed the science of yoga, and today what we see around the world, including in our own beloved Bharat, is the commercialization, the crass commercialization of yoga. When we want that sense of healing, what does it mean? What does it mean to heal? To heal means to once again become wholesome. Because when we lose our health, we are broken down into pieces. Our health goes to pieces. Our life goes to pieces. Our relationships go to pieces. And that fragmentation is disease. Because what is dis-ease? Moving away from ease. So swasth is when you are at ease with yourself. And this is why my beloved mother, Ammaji Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani, she used to remind us. She used to remind us again and again and again. Remember to remember. Because most of the time we don't do that. And she used to remind us the teachings of my beloved father, Swami Gitananda Giri, who said, your health and your happiness are your birthright. Your health and your happiness are your birthright. Claim them through yoga. So then people said, what is the goal, Swamiji? Moksha. Dharmartha kama mokshanam chaturvida purushartham. But today you ask people, what is your goal in life? To be healthy and happy. We have forgotten. We have sold our birthright for pieces of plastic. And this is where the other term in the foundation is responsibility, which I love, because today I'm going to talk about this also. Who is responsible for your health? You ask most people, who's responsible for your health? They'll say the doctors. The doctors are not responsible for your health. You are responsible for your own health, underlined with green, blue, red, you know what we do in our textbooks? Do that. So if you are going to be responsible for your health, what does that mean? You have to exercise a superpower. Yes? As a kid, I loved Superman. So I used to run around the ashram in days when Rajiv and Meenakshi ji visited us. With my father, he had just a couple of orange dhotis, poor guy. I used to take his dhoti, tie it around me like the cape, Superman's cape, and run and jump off ledges so that I could be flying. We all have a superpower. What is that superpower? It is the power of choice. The power of choice is the superpower of being human. And every moment we have a choice that we can make. But what do? We want to make the wrong choice but have the right thing happen. And can you give me one asana for that? Typical question I get. I have diabetes, I have hypertension. Okay, fine, we can make these lifestyle modifications for lifestyle disorders. Can't you just give me one asana and one pranayama? One pill, asana pill. Ekasana dava. That's what they want. If every moment you are aware of what you are doing, that itself is difficult. Can you be aware of what you are thinking? That is a tough one. That is why my father used to say yoga is fourfold awareness. Awareness of the body. Awareness of the emotions. Awareness of the thoughts. And then awareness of awareness itself, which is a samadhi sthiti. Now my mother was studying with him in the late 60s, and one day she came up to him and said, Swamiji, I have found a fifth level, which is a zero level. And he said, what? She said, the first level that is required even before body, emotion, mind is to be aware of how unaware we are. That is where you have to start. Both Patanjali Maharishi and Gautama Buddha tell us everything is dukkha. And only when you realize sarvam dukkham, then you want to be liberated from it. He says, dukkhameva sarvam vivekinaha. When that viveka, and that is the purpose of yoga, viveka khyati, higher discernment, where you can make the right choice at the right moment to do the right thing. Then it is in tune with dharma. So coming back, healing means to become wholesome once again. My professor of medicine, Seduraman sir, was our vice chancellor, and he is the one who told me, Ananda, you have to take yoga and music therapy into medical care, and has supported me into what we have today as an institute of Salutogenesis. I'll be talking about it tomorrow in the workshop, which means wellness and complementary medicine. Within a hardcore allopathy institution we are working. And more than 125,000 people have benefited in the last 14 years. So huge. And he once gave a beautiful definition of healing. Healing is to become wholesome once again. So, what is a good example? Now imagine, he talked about a patient who came to him and said, I had parked my car outside the building and my car got stolen. It's a trauma. Okay, your car is stolen. And he said, I went through such a crisis, an emotional, mental crisis, and 1 week later, the police found my car and got it back to me. So he lost his car. He had a movement away from ease. So he went from ease to dis-ease. From wellness to illness, he moved. But then his car came back. So if I were the police officer, I said, why are you worried? You got your car back. But now he says, whenever I go any place, I am worried my car will get lost again. I go to the theater, I'm worried about my car. I go to play golf, I'm worried about my car. I go to the yoga class with Dr. Ananda and I'm worried about my car getting stolen. All of you are now wondering about your cars in the parking lot. And he said, so I am cured. What am I cured? My car, I lost my car, I got it back. But have I been healed? No. Until I can let go. And this is why healing is based on letting go. And at this point, I am going to ask my dear Sangeeta to help us let go. And how can we let go of these stresses, these strains that are preventing us from healing ourselves? So over to you, Sangeeta, so that you can hear somebody else and look at somebody else for some time.
Thank you, sir. Namaskaram, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Dr. Ananda and Rajiv ji and Meenakshi ji and the team. Before we start doing some movements to let go, I wanted to review some of the points, sir, that you made in relationship to sound. So providing care, you spoke, sir, about being a care provider and also this idea, this concept of healing and feeling whole. Something that we'll work on through the weekend is the voice, our human voice. Because there's a very important dimension of caring for the self that revolves around how we relate with our own voice. Whether it's the internal voice, the voice of intuition, the voice that tells us you should do this, you shouldn't do that, be careful what you're doing, and then the actual voice, how we express ourselves, how we manifest our truth. So as we start to let go and we start to move and we start to use our voice, we'll do some exercises that involve expressing your voice. And you'll find that unless you were trained as a performer, you may have some feelings of embarrassment. You may not. But unless you were trained to use your voice publicly, you may not be able to express it fully. Now that point of getting over the embarrassment and allowing the voice to come out is a process of healing. So practically speaking, unless we become comfortable with all of the different aspects of ourselves, including how we listen to ourselves, because I just wanted to take this moment, because when we think about sacred sound, I'm sure most of you are aware of the divinity of sound. It's embedded in this culture, and this is why I'm here, all the way from Italy. We love music, we have opera and so on, but there's a level of refinement of the understanding of sound as the origin of creation that we find in the Bible, we find, of course, but that has been lost a bit in Italy, I have to say, but not here. And so, however, as soon as we think of sound, we think of something that we either hear from the outside, the sound of a veena or a sitar or a singer, or the sounds we make. But the first level of healing ourselves through sound is listening. Truly it's listening, because listening requires relaxation. We're not going to be able to listen to ourselves unless we're relaxed. I'm sure you've experienced that. Because when we're tense, we listen to our tense mind, but not truly to an intuitive voice that will lead us to the best possible choice. Okay, so I just wanted to make this introduction so that as we go through the practices, you know, come with us on this journey of truly relaxing so that you can listen more. The reason why we don't listen is because we don't really want to know what's in our chitta vritti. So we don't really want to listen to that. We don't really want to feel the stress. We know it's there, but to relax means first the stress will come up, the embarrassment will come up, the way that we're mortal will manifest. And we are not comfortable. So that's why we prefer to go to a concert and listen to the concert, but when we come home and we should be listening to ourselves, the yoga of sound is gone. If you're comfortable standing up, I don't know, you can come. Those of you who want to stand up, you can also come in the aisles. And those of you who sit, those of you who are sitting, you can also partake in the practice, no problem. So we're going to start by shaking our right hand. So by relaxing first, we're going to have to look at where we hold tension. The joints are such a place. So how many ways you have to shake your hand, right? Because we all shake it like this, but actually there could be many ways to shake your hand. So shake it, and then make the shaking really, really, really intense as best as you can. Shake, 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 shake. Breathe, and relax. Now just listen to this limb and the difference between this and the other. Right, there's a nice difference there. So then we begin with the other hand. I'll go to the left. Shake, 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 shake. Take a deep breath. Fast, 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 fast. Ow. Good. Now both hands are fairly happy. So we can do both together. And now, Amaji and Dr. Ananda, what is the Maharishi Putra?
See what you started.
This is it. It's going to become a hashtag. So they talk about a psychic field, the pranamaya kosha, around us. So if you have stressors, worries, traumas, emotion, anything around you, be careful with your neighbor, don't catch theirs. Imagine Amaji talks about cobwebs, psychic cobwebs, so you just can catch, just stay in your own, don't give yours to others either. So all the way around, and then inhale and whoosh it out. Nazarga Mukha Bastrika. Again, I'm going to do it again. Shake it, shake it. Have fun, eradicating. Inhale. Really let it go. I think a third one is called for.
Absolutely. I still stuck.
Shake it all, shake it all. Now, all of those things that your relatives are telling you all the time, that's a good time to catch those. Yes, very nice. And before I'm going to ask Sir to lead us into a kriya, a shuddhi kriya, purification kriya, I'm going to ask you to do some movements of our neck, because the neck truly is where we hold so much tension. Okay? So we're going to first bring our right ear to the right shoulder. Relax your mouth. Relax, just go very slowly. The mouth is relaxed, the shoulders are down and back. And breathe. So you can see, right, where we are tense, we hold the breath. So we can just do that. Take a nice breath in. Come back to the center really slowly. Exhale with a whoosh. And again in. And to the left. Exhale. So you may think, while you're doing the stretches as very good followers that you are following the instruction, what about sacred sound? Where are we supposed to hear about sacred sound? The sound of your breath is sacred sound. So inhale up, whoosh it out. Let's breathe. Okay, then inhale, head up, and then exhale, chin down. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4, and exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Come back to the center. We'll do the Mayuri Mudra. Chin forward. Relax. Okay, the pictures maybe now. Excuse me. Back all the way back. Chin back. And then forward. That's a nice Facebook moment. Backwards. And forward. And shake your head. Now, relax your cheeks and make the sound. This is what my dad does to my mom every morning. Fantastic. So perhaps we can...
Okay. Take your seat again. I think that was really nice. Really nice. Now, when Sangeeta was talking about the healing, I think one of the key elements of healing is relaxation. Because you can never heal yourself if you are stressed. Full stop. Because the moment you are stressed, all your blood vessels are like this. You think this is healthy? Definitely not. And when the blood vessels go like this, you think your tissues are getting any fresh blood? Not on your life. So what we talk about as the local circulation, microvascular circulation, at the level of every tissue in the body, if you want to heal, you need to be relaxed. And this is why, as a medical doctor, if somebody comes to me and I want to help them heal, I don't have anything that can help them actually relax except another pill. And so I give them an anxiolytic. We all know anxiolytics and what they do, and then half a pill becomes 1 and 1 becomes 1.5 and 1.5 becomes 2, and then that doesn't work and you have to go to a newer one. We don't have a non-pharmacological method of relaxation in modern medicine. Now guess what? Yoga has amazing non-pharmacological relaxation methods. And this is why in our hospital we have added the yoga therapy, the music therapy as adjunct to the modern medical protocols. We are not an alternative. We are part of the team. So initially it was alternative medicine, which means if you are there, I will not be there. Then it became complementary medicine, which we help complement each other. And today we are moving towards integrative medicine, where our yoga therapist and music therapist are part of the healthcare team. So somebody gets a root canal. How many have had root canals here? Right? You know the anxiety when the drilling starts and all that starts. We have studied the impact of yogic relaxation and music therapy in reducing anxiety before dental procedures. People go in for angioplasties. There's a lot of anxiety. We have shown that you can reduce it. So we are not replacing the doctor. We are not replacing modern medicine, and this is a very important point because much of the narrative today is about whether these systems are going to replace each other. There's no replacement therapy. It is integrative, wholesome healing. So if you want to relax, as Sangeeta, you would have seen the moment you did that and when you went, what happened is suddenly you're like, you let go. The first part of relaxation, and we'll be doing that in one of the workshops tomorrow and on Sunday, is letting go of what my father used to call the god of tension. We worship the god of tension. And he said you have to first let go. And this is why holding the stress and saying, this is the stress, and you say, jao, get out, get lost. Yeah, exactly. And because what do? The human race is a race of grabbers. We grab. You know, as a doctor, I remember during my medical training, I would see the pediatrician go into the newborn area, and what they will do is they put the little finger in the palm of the baby and see whether the baby will One is our abdomen. You know, before I walked in here, I'm like, oh my God, I have to be on stage. So butterflies in the stomach. Well, when you have been on stage from the age of 4, I'm soon celebrating my 50 years on stage. Not so old yet, right? But you have butterflies in the stomach. Or you know what happens? You have a sinking feeling in the stomach. This is performance anxiety. Whenever you have to perform, Nabhi Chakre goes out. Patanjali says, Nabhi Chakre Kaya Vyuha Jnanam. You can understand the whole arrangement of every part of you by focusing on the Nabhi. And this goes out. Gone. And most of the time when it goes out, you have to run to the toilet. That's the next part, of course. This is the area of performance anxiety. The second area is right here in the chest, the heart. Relationship anxiety. Will they like me? Will they not? Huh? She loves me not. You know that old story? And that is why in all our Hindi movies, you know, son and father or daughter and father will have a fight. Now it's on soap operas and they will go out of the house and heart attack. It's all this relationship anxiety. Absolutely. The third one is most dangerous. Up here. It is this status anxiety. I am the director. I am the vice chancellor. I am the president. I am the big yogi. Huh? And you know, you can see these people. You know, they're just walking as if, you know, this is lifting them up. Huh? And it constricts you. Constricts you. And because you are constricted, somebody says hello, and you say, you didn't respect me properly. You should have said namaste. How dare you say hello to me? Someone says, how are you? You mean to say that I'm not well and you're asking how I am? Why? Because you're so stuck up with this prejudice. Self-inflated, stubborn, stupid ego. Up here. 3 things. So we want to release this. We want to say, I am aware that my anxiety, my stresses are being stored here, and I want to vocalize it, let go, so that I am free and I can be relaxed and be myself. So what do? We use a sound, ha. The solar sound is ha. That is why Hatha Yoga. Ha is the sun, ta is the moon. So the balancing of the equal opposite energies is Hatha Yoga, not acrobatics. It is the physical science of balancing equal and opposite energy flows in our existence. And today we think Hatha Yoga means standing on your head. It's okay in America, I don't care what Americans think. When we Indians think that, I feel bad. Okay, that's where I have trouble. Ha. So what we do here is we go ha, 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 ha. Can you try? Just place your hands on your abdomen. If you want to stand up, you can do it. It's good to stand up now and then. As they said, sitting is the next smoking. So, you know, it's ha, 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. You see, the belly laugh, and now you don't care about what people think about you, so there's no anxiety, no stress. See, it is only when you worry about what people will think, you get stressed. So don't worry, because they're not thinking in the first place. So why worry about it? Second one is here. And this is ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Okay? Now, this is the heart that can give. And who goes around Christmas time saying, ho, ho? The best giver, right? So be a giver. Ho, 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 ho. Right? Now up here, remember this dangerous, insidious one? He, 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 he. Now let's put it all together, okay? Ha, 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 ho, 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 he, ha, 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 ho, 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 he, ha, 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 ho, 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 he, ha, 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 ho, 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 he. Good? You got it till now. Now, there is another two things to be done. Because you have got rid of the anxiety. Now you don't care what I think, I don't care what you think, so we are all neutral. Right? We are in equibalence. Samatvam yoga uchyate, sthita prajna. We are balanced. Now, we have to address another danger in the back of our head right here. It is your brainstem. And this brainstem is the survival instinct. And survival drives us to reactivity. So this is all this cares about. I have to get my car into the parking space before he gets there. I have to get the promotion before my colleague. My son has to get the first mark in the state. All this is here. It is all me. So the sound when we do here is we go me. And the more you say me, you become more mean you become, right? When you're me, it is me. So you should become as mean as possible. Me. Okay, so now, see, what you have done is, you have told that part of your consciousness, I am watching you. My eyes are on you. Right? And suddenly, it has to behave. You know, when the CCTV is there, we all behave. No CCTV, nobody will stop at the red light. Seedha sadha. Right? So this is you are saying, I'm putting my eyes on you. But then we don't want to stop there. We want to make a leap of consciousness from the back of the head, the old brain, to this prefrontal cortex, the new brain, which is the human part. And imagine, any guess what the sound would be? The, buddhi, the, dhiyo yona prachodayat. So this is the. So you see the jump is me. You can see that leap that has happened. This is very me, and this is the. There is an elevation of consciousness from primitive consciousness, which is part of your reptilian complex in the brain, which is only caring about survival, and you are shifting into human consciousness, which is about nourishing, flourishing, thriving. So from survival to thriving. That is the type. And again, from getting to giving. This is the thing. And then at the end of it, you realize Sarvam Brahmamayam. Everything is Maya. And so what you do is go. Okay? Now we are going to put this whole formula. This is called Nada, Bhavana, Shuddhi, Kriya. So it is an action. A Kriya is an action. Bhavana Shuddhi. It is cleansing your perspectives and your attitudes. And through what? Nada. Nada, which is the vibrational essence that we are manifesting through sound. Okay? Ha, 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 ha. Ho, 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 ho. He. Me. They. Go. Ha, 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 ha. Ho. He. Me. They. Go. Ha. Ho. He. Me. They. Now you can sit down. This is a practice that was popularized by my beloved mother, Ammaji, who in 1968 came to India from the USA. She didn't know why she was coming. She was looking for something. She had taken a sabbatical during her PhD. Never went back to complete it. Met my father and changed the history of Pondicherry by giving yoga, the cultural arts of dance, music, natyam, sangeetam, to thousands and thousands of kids without charging a single naya paisa. And today, Pondicherry, India, the world has so many of these kids who today are sharing across the planet. No wonder we call her the living Siddha of Pondicherry. And she brought this out, this practice, based on the use of Shabda, Nada, the concept of Nyasa. Nyasa is the gestures where we touch in a certain way during the ceremonial practices, the traditional Vedic practices. And the sounds, every sound impacts your consciousness. Like go, though it is an English word, ga and go is gamana. Gamana means to flow and move. And that is why this type, of course, sometimes when I am doing it in different regions, we use region-specific sounds to make it accessible. But gamana is go. So, moving from this into the next layer, which we are going to share, is we said that we are locked in a single perspective. Because of that single perspective, we are stressed. And because we are stressed, we cannot heal. And so what is happening is all your sensory inputs, they travel to the brain. What is the bridge? Your neck. All the commands in your brain, the cerebral cortex, come to every part, toe to nose, through the neck. So the neck becomes the key bridge for the sensory motor integration. The sensors that are bringing the sensors and the motor. Now, if there is no integration, you will be reactive. Because you have sensed something, but you have not sensed it properly. So you react. And 99% of time in our life, we are reacting. Most of the time. But when you work on the neck, what you are doing is you are giving an opportunity to understand the sensation properly so that you will respond appropriately. And this is where my father used to say, the ability to respond becomes responsibility. Responsibility is the ability to respond in the appropriate way. So we are now going to share a practice which, instead of just being locked in, my view is the only one, I realize, oh my God, yes, Rajiv ji is sitting there. We have people here, Sangeeta is here. Oh, there are some nice lights up there. And this floor looks nice, a green color carpet. I suddenly realized there are other dimensions I'm missing when I'm just in this. Now again, horses can have this, blinkers. Humans should not. So what we want to do is we want to move. So we are going to be in this practice, moving to the right, to the left, up and down. So there's movement. We are going to be coordinating the movement with the breath. So when you coordinate movement with the breath, it becomes a mindful practice. So the mind becomes part of it. And then we are going to use some sounds. The sound of A, U, E, 4 sounds. A, U, E. And because it goes in 4 directions and you're turning your head, it looks like Lord Brahma. So it is called the Brahma Mudra. A mudra is a gesture of intention. And I think one of the fondest memories is Rajiv ji's documentary film on mudras made in the early 80s. So you can go and see how tiny I looked. 10% of what I am now maybe. with my father, and you can see my beloved mother doing the Surya Namaskar as the sun comes over the Bay of Bengal. So yes, Brahma Mudra is a gesture. So mudra is a gesture of intention. What is it you are aspiring? So it's like a sankalpa. So a mudra has a sankalpa. So our sankalpa while doing this is, can I expand my perspective so that, and each time you go away from your center. So okay, I'm moving away from my center, but what do? I come back to my central perspective. I move away, I come back. I move away, I come back. I move away, come back. 4 times I moved away, but all 4 times I came back to my perspective, and my perspective becomes a wholesome perspective that encompasses other perspectives. Ano badva kritavo yanto vishwatah. May noble thoughts come from all directions. That is what's brought out in this practice. Sangeeta is going to lead us in it.
So what's really powerful about this practice and about the use of the voice is that our voice naturally will, most of the time, come out on an exhale. So there's something to be said about creation, creativity, the manifestation of sacred sound into manifested reality. And in a lot of different traditions around the world, you will find that the divinities of that particular culture created that culture on an exhalation, whether it is the verb of God in the Gospels of ruach, or the exhalation of the prana. So there's something about bringing this teaching home to our exhalation. It is proven scientifically through the research in medicine that a longer exhalation in relationship to the inhalation naturally lowers blood pressure, naturally lowers the heartbeat. So there's something about a long exhalation, as in the prayer, as in the recitation of mantras, as in the rosary prayers and so on, that automatically will make us relax and feel at ease. So with Brahma also, the creator, the principle of creation, you can feel this exhalation as infused with power. So in order to do this, when we inhale, of course we inflate, try to think of a 360 dimension. We will work on this tomorrow in a session on pranayama, how the breath is a 360-degree experience, not just in the front. And so when you inhale, feel a sense of expansion. And then when you exhale, overcome the tendency to think of the exhalation just as a letting go. And therefore, there's a sense of collapsing. You know, most of us exhale and just collapse a bit. In fact, yoga teaches us that the exhalation is perhaps even more powerful than the inhalation. You inhale, and when you exhale, as in the recitation of a mantra, you send the sound up and you become bigger, in a sense, pranically, and it's not a collapsing. So as we're going to do this, we are going to inhale, and we're just going to try to move our head without moving the shoulders. Imagine you have your head, the chin especially, on a horizontal plane. So you're not going down like this or up like this. We recommend that the first time we do this practice, your eyes are open, so that you make sure your head is not going into some strange angle, like that. So I'm going to sit and do it with you. But so we inhale, and you can try it now just to try it. We're going to inhale 6, inhaling, turning the head through the nostril, inhale through the nostril. I'm not going to mirror you. So you're going to have to figure out where the right is for you, which is the opposite of where it is for me. Sorry. So find your right. Got it? Where it is? Good, good. And then inhale, turn to the right, and stretch. Relax your lips, relax your mouth. As we exhale on count of 12, guttural sound of and come back to the center. So inhaling, just look for a moment. We're going to inhale right. And then 12 counts, come back to the center point that Dr. Ananda was referring to, your own Sukhasthanam. Then to the left, inhaling. coming back with ooh. Ooh. Good. Then just a demonstration, okay? Then inhaling. Now, when we inhale and we go up, your neck is elongating. We're not yanking it back like that. That's, as you know, not very good. So just inhale and rise. Huh? And then coming back to the center. Good. Okay. And then the last one. Inhale, elongate, and calm down. So don't just calm down, but have this sense of the inhalation that is allowing you to bring the chin towards the throat. And then coming back. Perfect, you got it. So have a look one more time. If you want, keep your eyes open. Otherwise, just quickly inhaling. Just watch for a second. Inhaling. Ooh. Inhaling. Inhaling. Okay? So we'll do it for 3 times.
I just want to point out that she is using her hands so that you know the direction. You can keep your hands clasped together. It's called yoga mudra. So the energies of the right and left come together with the right thumb over the left.
Yes.
So you want balance, but you want a dynamic, active balance, not a tamasic, dull balance. You want an active sattvika balance. Okay, so this can be placed on your lap. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed when you do it. Yeah, back to you.
So try to come to the front of the chair so that your feet are nicely grounded on the floor. Ideally, you would have your legs hips width apart, if you can, and you will be invited to sit up rather than sit back. So as Dr. Nanda suggested, we can put the hands in the yoga mudra. And we're going to do first 3 rounds only of inhalation and exhalation right here, just to connect. Inhale and exhale through the nostrils. Okay, so exhale to prepare. Relax your shoulders. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just open your eyes for a moment. How is this count? Is it too long? Is it too short? Are you running out of breath? So-so? How many are so-so? Too long, too short, or good? Good. Good? Okay, I'll make it a little faster. All right. Relax your lips, relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders back. Give it a nice shake. Okay. Exhale here. Inhale, look to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, look to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then inhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the next 2, which we will do, you can keep your eyes open or close them. Now you understood what's going on. We keep the Brahma Mudra on a specific time.
That's why even though you could go longer with your out-breath, it's important to have specific number relations in the breathing cycles, because that orders the thoughts of the mind. There's a direct correlation. So we want to keep some discipline in the counts, okay? So 2 more times. This time I will not interrupt. Exhale to begin. Breathe in right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the last one, there's one more invitation for us all to imagine that it is the sound that is moving us, and not that we are making the sound and moving the head, which is still quite fragmented. As Dr. Ananda taught us right at the beginning, healing is about an integration. So let's see if we can just let go of the outer reality, focus on the sound, and feel the vibration of the sound of your voice move you. Exhale to prepare. Towards the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, left. Up. And down. Keep your eyes closed or softly gazing and listen to what's happening inside of you and to the sounds that are still lingering in the room. If you're able to, you can listen to the rhythm of your heartbeat. And if there's any tension left, you can just take a deep breath and let it oxygenate a bit and relax. And then slowly you can move the pinkies of your hands. So you can come out of the mudra, move the pinkies of the hands and the fingers. And then you can roll your wrists a bit. Just a couple of rounds in one direction and then in the other. And then you can rub your hands. Really, really rub. Hit, pranic, hit. Place it over the eyes. Open the eyes in this velvety space, dark, healing space of prana. You can look up, stretch your eye muscles up and down, right and left. Make one turn clockwise with the eyeballs and one turn counterclockwise. Blink, 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 and then slowly, as you're gently blinking, remove the hands. Look at the palm of your hands before you drop them down. And then you can slowly go through a namaskaram and bring them to your lap. Very nice sound, huh?
I must congratulate all of you
Yes.
on this team nada that was created. That everybody contributed their sound and we had this beautiful energy. I think it's a beautiful place to stop our presentation and take a few minutes of a few questions.
My question, I'm Darpan Majumdar. My question to you, Dr. Ananda, is when we are doing this practice, if somebody has a very logical and rational mind, the faith doesn't come because some of it seems like very mumbo jumbo,
True.
right? So that's the number one.
Yeah.
And the part of it is that when we are doing something, there is an intuitive sense which you talked about, I think
Yeah.
both of you. But intuition vis-a-vis that it's not making sense when if you listen to just our intuition. So when you say intuition, what does the word? I think it's if you can unpack it.
Okay, that's a nice one. I think I'll just start a few words on that and then add. The word intuition already implies that you have to tutor yourself to go in. So you have to learn to go in and listen. Now often intuition is taken as something which is very subjective. But in yoga, we have a concept called vairagya, and vairagya is a dispassionate objectivity towards your own subjective experience. And that is why in yoga it is not just I feel I want to do, but what am I feeling, where does that come from, and how does that impact my life and other lives. So the objectivity has to be developed towards one's subjective experience, and that is why Patanjali says, Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha. Abhyasa alone is not enough. You have to have abhyasa and you have to have vairagya. So that is one. Second is, often we have grown up in an educational system where we want proof for everything. And recently I was talking to a professor from Kashmir about, he wanted proof for each part of the brain, what happens with each note. And I said, we have to remember that proof is not only an MRI scan. The fact that you exist in front of me and are smiling at me is proof you're alive. I don't need an ECG report and an EMG and EEG report to know that you're alive. So we need to develop a system where the first part is experience. This is why yoga is always an experience. It is an Anubhuti Shastra. So we experience and then we compare our experience with what the rishis have said, and we start to understand where it is, where we are, and how can we develop it. So it is a work in progress.
My name is Narayanan, and is it sankalpa or sound? Which is important?
Okay, that's a good question. This is often asked when they do chanting. The question comes, should you chant it perfectly, or does the intention with which you chant it matter? I would say both are important. Your chanting should be as close to the required chant as possible, but chanting it perfectly without intention is a tape recorder playing that mantra for you. So you need to chant, and this when I teach people from other cultures, for them our chants may not be possible. So I say it should be close to it. Because say I want Sangeeta to respond, I have to say Sangeeta. If I go and say Dominic, she's not going to come. Right, so at least I may say Sangeeta, I may say Sangeetam, I may say Sangeet, I may say it. It should be close enough. But the most important power is the power of intention. Because that is where we can manifest our humanity. When you help somebody, why are you helping them? When you do yoga, why are you doing yoga? Because today what we do is we do yoga for something. It should be yoga for the sake of yoga, not yoga for something. And this is why I made that mistake 2 decades ago, and my DVDs are there, yoga for diabetes, yoga for hypertension, yoga. And now if I get a chance, I say managing diabetes through yoga, managing hypertension through yoga. So it should be you do yoga and the benefit will come. So intention, yes, 100%.
Dr. Ananda, you have brought into light vitally important yet curiously ignored aspects of Nada Yoga. Something that you highlighted in the very beginning, at the very outset, was that health and wellness was an art, was the art of medicine with a heart, which has been regrettably turned into the science of medicine with head. But how to bridge the gap between head and heart in this day and age, which we call Kalki Yug, in which everything is taken with the head rather than heart.
True. See, that is where we need humanistic medicine. And what we try to inculcate in our medical university is a humanistic approach to medicine, where the person who's coming to you is not just a case sheet number, but is an individual. And this is where we are emphasizing that focus on the individual who has the health disorder, not the health disorder. So our movement is from pathogenesis, which is a focus on disease, to a focus on salutogenesis, a focus on wellness. And this is where practices like what we did right now, the Brahma Mudra, the head and the heart start to align. Another very good one, a very simple one, because this we can all understand. What happens is always the head is above the heart. Always, because we are standing, we are sitting. So what do? See, the moment I do this, what have I done? I brought the head below the heart. I have changed the equation between my heart and head, and this is excellent for the carotid baroreceptors, and your blood pressure becomes normal. So when you get your head below the heart, everybody thinks headstand. I say all you have to do is use our culturally accepted norms that give respect to deities, give respect to the wise. Automatically we did it. We have always respected and it is a concept of I bring my head below my heart, suddenly the flow changes. So it is like, with medicines, we say shake well before use. So before you do anything, get your head below your heart, and it's shake well before use.
As we come to the close of today's lecture, on behalf of the Foundation, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our esteemed speakers for sharing their time and wisdom with us so generously. We are closing today's session with a lot of inspiration, and we truly thank you for sharing such valuable insights and practices with us.